Previously on episode 3. But you are only giving him a more profound loneliness. The Lord requires mercy, Isabella, not just sacrifice. And the greatest mercy you can offer your husband is the dangerous, terrifying gift of your truth. Kindly subscribe to our channel AuraFaith Studios so you don't miss out on any episode. Welcome to episode 4. Isabella had expected her confession to trigger a collapse, the end of a marriage. Instead, the walls of her own isolation were the only things crumbling.
You are not afraid of giving your heart to me, Isabella. You are afraid of the man who stole it.
It was the most terrifying thing he could have done. Rejection she could calculate. Logic and duty could survive a closed door. But acceptance? Acceptance demanded a currency she wasn't sure she still possessed.
I need to prepare supper.
I will check the back door latch again, then.
The copper didn't shine for her anymore. The scrubbed surfaces offered no sanctuary. They were just objects.
Silas will be in town for a few weeks. He plans to preach at the community hall on Wednesdays. I told him we would call on him.
He is judgmental.
He is fiercely honest. He only wished to save me from the loneliness he perceived.
You may call on him, Elijah. I shall remain here. The house requires attention.
The house, dear, will always require attention, but it requires it from a wife whose soul is not exhausted. The work of the silver is complete, Isabella. I think the work of our marriage now requires attention. I don't want your performance anymore. I want your truth.
I will demand nothing more than you are willing to give, but I will no longer allow you to retreat. A treaty was signed in the steam of the kitchen, but the dinner table was the battlefield. Isabella, I am going to assume that the man who broke your heart was the man involved in your father's failure. Did he use your affection to gain access to your father's books? To leverage the trust you gave him?
He destroyed more than the money. He destroyed our name. He made me a laughingstock. He made me vulnerable. The shame of being so easily fooled. When I married you, I vowed I would never be so weak again.
Viewers, the restoration of the past has just begun. If you believe in stories of grace and healing, subscribe and join our communities. Be considerate as you live with your wives. Treat them with respect as the weaker partner. 1 Peter 3:7, episode 5. Coming soon. Don't miss it. Kindly share, hit the like and comment, subscribe so you don't miss any episode. Previously on episode 4.
He is judgmental.
He is fiercely honest. He only wished to save me from the loneliness he perceived. I think the work of our marriage now requires attention.
Kindly subscribe to our channel AuraFaith Studios so you don't miss out on any episode. Welcome to episode 5. That wasn't weakness, Isabella. That was trust, and he was a cruel man to betray it.
Grateful, Elijah. So grateful for your patience. But I cannot promise you that I will change. The wound is too deep. I am afraid that if I let you in, you will only discover how truly empty I am.
The only emptiness I have discovered today, my dear, is the one you have created between us.
The bedroom had always been a place of quiet, formal duty, a landscape of respectful distance. Tonight, the air is electric. Every shared breath feels like a shout in the dark. Isabella slides into her side of the bed, the linen snapping like a shroud. She pulls the sheets to her chin, a fragile border. She waits for the reach, the dutiful pressure, the demand for comfort that she has no strength to give.
Good night, Isabella.
Good night, Elijah.
He gave her the most expensive gift a man like Elijah could offer: space. He honored her brokenness by demanding nothing of her flesh. Under the covers, Isabella's hand trembles. Slowly, she extends her fingers across the cold expanse of the mattress. She stops just before she touches the fabric of his nightshirt. A centimeter of air remains, but the wall has its first crack.
I will not ask you to sit with me tonight, Isabella. Nor will I ask for your assistance with the accounts. I ask only one thing of you today. I want you to rest the part of your soul that has been fighting this battle alone for too long. For the first time since we married, Isabella, I want you to experience a day where your worth is not measured by your action, but simply by your being.
The pressurized silence was gone, replaced by a terrifying stillness.
She was no longer a wife, a housekeeper, or a fortress. She was simply Isabella Thorne. She looks at her hands, empty of tools, empty of tasks. The work of the silver was over. The harder work, the work of healing, had truly begun.
Viewers, my wife's fortress is finally cracking, but the healing is just beginning. It's not an easy journey here. If this story touched your heart, then don't miss the next episode. Episode 6 coming soon. And don't forget to subscribe. Please, I need your support. Kindly subscribe to AuraFaith Studios.
Kindly subscribe to our channel AuraFaith Studios so you don't miss out on any episode. Previously on episode 5.
Grateful, Elijah. So grateful for your patience. But I cannot promise you that I will change.
She stops just before she touches the fabric of his nightshirt. A centimeter of air remains, but the wall has its first crack. Kindly subscribe to our channel AuraFaith Studios so you don't miss out on any episode. Welcome to episode 6. Isabella woke not to the chime of her internal clock, but to a vast, unsettling silence. For 7 years, her body had been a machine of precision. The gown, the coffee, the descent. But Elijah's command remained, a ghost in the rafters. I ask that you do nothing today.
I will read the Psalms. That is a godly action. It is not duty.
Isabella's quiet unrest gives way to the parlor, where the sacred words of lamentation stir with unnatural life.
Rest was a trap. Idleness was the rust that would finally snap the latch on her memory.
Her mind, starved of work, began to hunt for a new problem to solve. Isabella moving aimlessly away from the kitchen.
It's falling apart. It's all falling apart.
She realized then, with a cold, medicinal clarity, she was not a diligent wife. She was an addict of order. Her perfection was the scaffolding holding up the ruin of her soul.
$12.50 miscellaneous repair 3 years ago.
The anesthetic of order. For a moment, she was safe. The numbers confirmed her worth.
Until the ink began to change color in her mind's eye. Flashback, 10 years ago. Younger Isabella with a betrayer, her first love that broke her heart.
Isabella, my dear father is an honest man, but perhaps too conservative. If I could just see his initial investment figures, just for a night. I could show him how to double our yield by the spring.
The dam broke. The still, silent morning was violently ruptured by the one thing she could never clean away.
Thomas.
Isabella's past is just beginning to surface. If you want to see the full revelation of her betrayal and the confrontation with Elijah, hit that like button and subscribe. It tells us you want the next episodes.
Episode 7, coming soon. Don't miss it. Subscribe to AuraFaith Studios now.
Kindly subscribe to our channel AuraFaith Studios so you don't miss out on any episode.